Holding on to material possessions, relationships, and past experiences can hinder your ability to experience genuine joy and contentment. But understanding the idea of detachment and learning to release what no longer serves you can open you up to a more fulfilling and liberating way of life. Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to How True Is Your Truth podcast. In this episode, I'm going to discuss about the process of releasing attachment and finding happiness. How can we let go of the past, surrender control, and allow yourself to experience peace and freedom that comes with contentment? Now, I prepared 5 tips that can help you in this process. But before I share these tips with you, I want you to have a look onto this scripture that gives us guidance on how we can become happy. The scripture is from the book of life, so I'm going to read it for you if you permit me. Shall we? The scripture comes from the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 13 to 18, and I'm going to read it quick for you. He says, "Happy is the man who finds wisdom, and the man who gains understanding. For her proceeds are better than the profits of silver, and her gain than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things you may desire cannot compare with her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of her, and happy are all who retain her." That's the guidance from the book of life, telling us how we can become happy. It says, happy is the man that finds wisdom. So that's the bottom line. Wisdom. How do we find wisdom? Maybe that should be the next episode of this podcast. But just to speak a little bit about that scripture, it tells us what to do or what we need to find for us to be happy. And he mentions that all we need to find is wisdom. Okay, let me not speak much about this so I can speak about how to find wisdom on the next episode. But for now, in case you need help to understanding that scripture, part of scripture, you can contact me directly because I have studied that part of scripture. At least I have some insights that I can share with you that might be enlightening to you. So let's head on with a few tips that I prepared for you today that can guide you on your journey or process of becoming happier. Now let's get into it. Tip number 1, practice mindfulness. I think in most of my videos here on my channel, you find that I speak a lot about mindfulness. Mindfulness actually is that act of living in presence. As you know that I'm a conscious living coach. So the first thing I can help you with is to live in present. How are you present in your life, in your environment, and everything that surrounds you? That's my very first time job. That if I get to work with you is to get you to be present. No dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. The aim is for us to be present as much as we can. So when you are mindful about yourself, your life, and all your environments, it's easier to observe your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, and everything that is going on in your body, in your mind, without judging yourself. You simply understand that this is what is happening. I am not crazy. I am not this. It might not be truth, but at least it is exactly what is happening to me right now. At least this gives you that sense of, understanding. You do not judge yourself. And so in doing that, it's easier, or it makes a way for you to let go of the negative energies, negative thoughts, negative things that might be holding you or tying you up to your past experiences or those worries of the future. It's easier now to let go of those negative thoughts and emotions. I think in the previous episodes we have explained, or if you go to my YouTube channel, There are a lot of videos I've explained of how to become mindful, how to be mindfulness of our lives and surroundings. If you need any help with mindfulness, how to become aware of yourself and your environment, I am your to-go person. So don't hesitate to reach me out on my social medias or my email that is in the description below. Tip number 2, train yourself to accept things that you cannot change. I think this is wisdom to me. This is real wisdom. Understanding that there's some things you cannot do. Understanding that there's some things that are beyond your comprehension. And acknowledge that not everything is within your control. By accepting this fact, you can now release the need of holding on to past regrets or past experiences. You release out because now you have made yourself aware that you are not capable of doing everything in your life. You do not have control over everything that is happening in your life or what is to happen into your life. So you leave yourself that gap and you spare yourself from disappointments of life, so to say. Tip number 3. Dear friends, practice forgiveness. Forgiveness is so important in your life. You know, most of us usually tend to feel or think that forgiveness is for other people that have done us wrong. But the vice versa is true. Forgiveness is actually for you. Forgiveness does help you. Because when you hold on to anger, regrets, and resentment, they can weigh you down. And not only that, they will also prevent you from experiencing the true joy and freedom of this world and of your life. So train yourself to forgive you and forgive others, to create the space of positivity, to create the space of peace and joy for your sake. Tip number 4, take care of yourself. Take care of your body, your spirit, and your mind. Your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and your emotions. These are the components that makes you who you are. If any of this is damaged or is operating lesser of how it's supposed to be operating, then there is going to be a problem in your life. So engage in self-care practices. Find out what is that thing that brings you joy. Spare some moments to learn about yourself, study yourself. Self-awareness is so crucial. Understanding your weaknesses, understanding your strength, understanding you of the things that brings you joy, understanding you the things that takes you off the line, setting boundaries for yourself in your normal life, in your work life and business life, in every area or every aspect of your life. It's so important. Tip number 5, seek support. Don't ever feel that asking for help is a sign of weakness. It is not weakness. Actually, seeking for help is a sign of strength. Because remember, if you are living consciously, you are so aware of yourself, you will understand that you are not in control of everything, or at least not all the time. So understanding that at this moment of time, I do need help of 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna seek it. That is powerful. Now, when you're looking for help, try to look to those people that at least are wiser more than yourself, or at least have gone through that experience that you are going through in that moment of time. Or seek professionals, counselors, therapists, people, coaches like ourselves. In that particular area that you are seeking help, find a profession that can guide you. But always remember, do not forget that real help that will always remain true to us, God. Ask Him for a way out. Ask Him which path should you take. In all these things that I've told you, I think it's important to also remind you that you need to release attachment of everything that surrounds you. That is where the wisdom is. That's why I mentioned that Proverbs chapter 3 verse 13 to 18. Release attachments. In finding wisdom, even all these tips, if you go through them, you find that they are not telling you about external materials or people that are into your life. They are mainly speaking onto you. So this is why I titled this video as Releasing Attachments. Let go. If you think you're in a certain situation, no matter who made you be there, I want you to refocus And just now assume that it's not that person's responsibility to feel what you are feeling. Rather, it's your responsibility to get yourself out of that situation. So it's really important that you let go of other attachments. It's not about my son did this. Don't put that on my son. It's not about someone did this to me, or my boss at work did this to me, or my partner did that to me. It's not about that always. And I quite understand. It's true. Like, it's your reality. What you're saying is true. We got that. We understand you. You are not dreaming. We get it. They have caused that. But now what? Are you going to sit in that position for the rest of your life just because someone put you there? That is where the wisdom comes in. Stop focusing on the external. Focus on you. How are you growing? How are you stepping forward? How are you moving? How is your life changing? What is happening within your body, your mind, your spirit? Are you in control of your emotions? Are you walking in light? I hope these tips will help you. And I hope you get some time to really go through these tips again, rethink and re-strategize. But also remember, letting go of attachments, past experiences, pain, struggle, it's a journey. It's a process. So it takes some time. Allow yourself to be patient. Allow yourself to slow down when it's needed. Understanding that it will take some time to get to where you want to be. But definitely, if you are willing and you are walking in that accordance of your call, definitely you will get there. I hope you have enjoyed listening to this episode, and thank you so much for your support and love so far. I would like to remind you that you can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Do not forget to give us a review and follow on all our podcasts, but also you can watch the rest of other episodes and videos on our YouTube channel. Jennifer KO is my name. Do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, share your thoughts and opinions. What are you learning so far? Share with me in the comment section. I hope to see you on the next episode. Bye for now. Take care.